What's up, guys? Welcome to the first official installment of HW on the Fly, where we're going to talk about happenings that happen, quite frankly, on the fly. We do podcast episodes. Uh, each show has an episode once a week, so we have like 3, 4, 5 shows a week. But for instances like today, where the Flyers have made a free agent signing, we can't get to the podcast quick enough. So what we'll do in the future and starting now is we'll pop on, what are we on, YouTube, and we'll talk about what just happened in a quick 5 to 10 minute episode of HW on the Fly. So if you're tuning in, thank you. I'm sure you've heard by now the Flyers have signed free agent defenseman Erik Gustafsson. Left-handed shot, left-handed guy, 1-year deal for $3 million. Would love to hear what you guys think if you're watching live in the chat or comment at the end. Interesting signing for me. And so let's take it on face value first, right? So we're looking at a lineup with Ivan Provorov already on the left side. Travis Sanheim presumably starts out on the left side on the second pairing. On the right side of him, we have Phil Myers. In my eyes, there's a gap still in the top pairing. On the third pairing right now, we have Haig, Braun, presumably, right? Then we have Shane Gostisbehere, Mark Friedman in the wings, and now Erik Gustafsson. So Flyers have a lot of D back there, guys, a lot of D. And if you're a fan of D and that's your thing, then you gotta love what's happening right now. But for me, that's too much. Way too much left-handed D. I think there's another move coming, and I'm going to tell you why. Erik Gustafsson makes a lot of sense if you're going to replace a player like Shane Gostisbehere. And I guess that's okay. Gostisbehere's around for 3 more seasons at, I believe, $4.5 million, I want to say. Like I mentioned, Gustafsson signed for a year at $3 million. So here's the deal. I think with this whole expansion BS that I can't stand because it's putting a damper on the free agent market and whatnot, especially if you're the Flyers, they can keep 3D. And right now you got to think those defensemen are Ivan Provorov, Travis Sanheim, Phil Myers, okay? Any other defenseman on the roster is available for Seattle to essentially steal, right? And so Shane Gostisbehere is going to be left available. He's going to be left unprotected. If they don't trade him, you can bet that a team like Seattle is going to pick him up for sure. An expansion team that needs a potential power play quarterback. Used to be electric. I mean, he's a perfect expansion team player, right? He used to be this. He used to be that. Let's give him a shot, see what he does for us. And so what happens here is the Flyers get their replacement in Ghost for this season. They don't have to worry about protecting Gustafsson for next year because he's on a 1-year deal. Maybe he's gone, or maybe they're able to re-sign him. Who knows? But it looks to me like Shane Gostisbehere is on the outs. They get a guy who's going to be making $1.5 million less just this year, okay? So let's say they ship Ghost out. I don't know. Let's just assume it's going to be for picks. Let's just say they've shaved $1.5 million off the cap to sign guys like Phil Myers, to sign a guy like Nolan Patrick, and maybe they have some change to do something else. Who knows? They could still use potentially a third-line center. Not sure what's still out there for 3C, but, maybe that's the route they go. If not, maybe they bring something. Maybe they still have something in the works, guys. Maybe something with Ghost. I don't know, Scotty Lawton. Maybe the Line thing is still in play. We know the team needs. The signing today did not help, I think, what they need on the roster right now. They need a minutes eater, a dirty minute eater, who can pick up the play in the defensive zone, play on the PK. Erik Gustafsson doesn't solve that problem, right? And you assume that Provorov is still going to play on the top power play. Maybe Sanheim gets a shot there too next year. I would love to see it. I would really like to see that. But, I think they like Voracek up at the point as well. I don't know. Maybe Gustafsson plays on a second power play with Sanheim. I don't know. If you guys are listening to the pods, you've heard me say I'd like for them to take the training wheels off some of these guys. If Provorov is a potential Norris Trophy candidate defenseman, it's his time, right? It's time to carry this defensive corpse, you know. Sanheim is in a contract year next year. Take the training wheels off. Let's go, right? So Gustafsson, for me, now he can flex in on that third pairing, you know, with either Braun or Haig. But I would think that Braun's going to be the guy because he's the right-handed shot. So this is how I'm seeing the D-Corps. On the third pair, Gustafsson, Braun, Sanheim, Myers, second pair, Provorov, yet to be determined, top pair. Okay. Maybe Myers flexes into that top spot. Braun jumps into that second line with Sanheim, and then your third line is Gustafsson, Haig. You know, I think there's a little bit of a connection there as Gustafsson is from Sweden. Let me just check here and make sure Haig's from Sweden before I get beat up. I know guys don't like to have the nationalities on there. So give me a second. I'll look up Robert Haig here. A lot of Haggertys. Here he is. So Robert Haig is from Sweden. So there's your third pairing, potentially. Gustafsson, Haig. Second pairing, Sanheim, Braun. Top pairing, Provorov and Myers. So there's some options here. You'll notice in each pairing, one guy was missing. That was Shane Gostisbehere. So maybe there's something more in the works here, guys. Overall, it's an okay signing. If what I think is going to happen, they're going to save $1.5 million in cap this year to do something else. They don't have to worry about protecting Gustafsson. They get to keep, obviously, Provorov, Sanheim, Myers. In the long term, and even in the short term, great. It could turn out to be a great signing by Chuck. Now, I was on Twitter, and my initial reaction was, this is meh. I got a quick shower. Thinking about it in the shower, I'm like, okay, there's something else that's going to drop here. Something else is coming. So, if we're underwhelmed right now, guys, something else is coming. If you're a Ghost fan, maybe you won't like it. If you are a Ghost fan and it's an actual trade where they bring a player back, hopefully it's somebody we like. So I said I was going to try to keep this between 5 and 10 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. And that's all on the first episode of HW Flyby. So thanks for watching, whoever's watching. See you guys.